Please can you remind me if you'll be so kind, staring out into space, asking God to hear my case, trying to think of all things past. How long will my memory last? For purple angel, purple angel, purple angel, you're next to me.
Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to Alzheimer's Speaks Radio. I'm Lori LeBay, and I'm the host and founder of Alzheimer's Speaks. Before we get to our show today, I always like to just let people know a little bit about us because we always get new listeners. So for those of you that are new, Alzheimer's Speaks is an advocacy-based company providing multiple platforms to shift our dementia care culture from crisis to comfort around the world. And we believe that by joining forces and sharing knowledge and just having these everyday conversations about life with dementia, that we're going to be able to remove the stigmas attached to memory loss. We're also going to be able to help others kind of spark their passion and take what they learn and apply it in their own lives. Together, we know that we can help people, again, understand the true needs that are out there with this disease. Just by having these conversations, we're going to be able to remove some of the fear and isolation that those diagnosed, along with their family, friends, and communities at large have. At our core, we believe Alzheimer's Speaks needs to be collaborative, as well as other organizations and individuals out there. And we believe we can win this battle against dementia if we choose to work together instead of continuing to be siloed and proprietary. And we know that that's working because of all of your likes and clicks and shares. You see, every time you share our information, if it's the radio show, if it's the dementia chats, if it's our blog, our conscious caring resources that we just launched, or our website at large, you are sharing with your audience. And there's a lot of people in your inner circles that are dealing with this that really haven't come out of the closet to talk about it yet. So continue to share with your Facebook friends, your Twitter tribes, and your LinkedIn colleagues and all the other social media platforms there. And again, we just want to say thanks for making Alzheimer's Speaks the #1 influencer online regarding Alzheimer's, according to ShareCare and Dr. Oz. We really feel the love for all you guys out there. So I also want to mention that you might be interested in being a guest. So just reach out to me. Go to alzheimersspeaks.com. There's a big contact button, and just shoot me an email or give me a call. I'd love to talk to you because we want everyone's voice to be heard. So if you are living with dementia, maybe you're caring for someone with dementia as a loved one, or maybe you're a professional carer. You may also be a professional. Maybe you're in research. Maybe you have a hobby that you've incorporated from knitting or movies or songs or plays. We want to hear it all. So I just want you to know that. I do want to give a shout out to FreshBooks. They're a great little platform if you're looking at help in terms of being a small business and trying to get organized. And you can get a 30-day free trial by going to gofreshbooks.com/alive. That's gofreshbooks.com/alive. Another offer I just want to give you is with Audible. They have audiobooks, and you can choose from about 1,800 different books out there. And you can do, again, a 30-day trial here to go ahead and download and see what you think of them. And for that, you just have to go to audibletrial.com/social, audibletrial.com/social. So let me go ahead and introduce our guest today here. Very excited to have Sailesh-Mishra with us. And he is from India. He's a social entrepreneur, and he's the founder of Silver Innings, which is a community dedicated to senior citizens in India. He also works closely with an assisted living elder care home. So welcome, Sailesh. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening and good afternoon to everybody.
Well, great. I'm really interested. I see you on social media all the time. You guys are really doing
Yeah.
a lot of cool things. And so I wanted to know maybe if you can start out just telling our audience, have you been personally touched by dementia in your own family? People always like to know kind of a little history there.
No, fortunately, no. But I remember my grandfather when he was in last stage. And now I understand that last 2 years of his, when he was paralyzed and he had brain stroke, he was suffering from Alzheimer's. But that at that time, like 15 years ago, we were not aware.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think because I work with the disease, because I work with the cause, now I know he was suffering, he was forgetful, he was disoriented. All the symptoms were there, but we were not aware. So actually, practically, if you see, it has not touched me, and that is not the reason I am in this field. I'm just in the field because uh, I have seen the suffering of the families, friend, and the place I worked. It touched my heart. That's why.
Wonderful. And most of us get in because it touches our heart, and
Yes.
it's almost like we can not do this work.
Yes.
Can you
Yes.
tell us when you started your assisted living elder care home, and say the name of it? I know I'll crucify it, so that's why I'm not even
Yes.
trying to say it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy to be here again. In December 2011, I was with you on Alzheimer's Speak. And that time we were talking about, about services we offer. We do awareness, we do training, we reach out to communities. So what we did since 2011, we got so many people around us, the families, the community, asking us the help. And we could not only, I was not feeling good that our team only providing referral, only providing counseling. So in 2013, in August, we thought we will do something, and that was just accidentally happened. It was a dream to make not an elder home, but a dementia home. We just clicked and we got a place which was, we can say, nobody was living there for 10 years. But as soon as we entered the place, it gave us the positive vibes, the aura. So that the place we selected, and we started A1 Snehanjali. Snehanjali, A1. Snehanjali in India, Hindi, it means tribute with love. That's the meaning of the word, Snehanjali.
oh, well, that's
Yeah.
a neat way to just have some meaning
Yeah.
behind a
Yeah.
title and a name. Um, can you tell us, you know, you told us when you started, but can you tell us why you started it? What were some of the needs that you were seeing in the community itself?
Yeah. So as I said, and I was discussed earlier, like we have this helpline, telephone helpline. We also got emails helpline and the website, and because we are on the Facebook, social media, we get a lot of inquiries from the families who we find are quite distressed. Because in India, due to lack of awareness among the people, the family, and the medical fraternity, we get cases in quite late. You can say in second stage. At that time, it's very difficult to help the family to make them understand the issue and also handle the person who's suffering from dementia to empower him or her. So what we used to do is we used to refer if somebody comes to us like my father and mother are behaving weird or disoriented or forgetful or he or she is doing something purposely. So we said, no, you can't tell them they have some brain disease or dementia, Alzheimer's. We need to show to a psychiatrist and a psychologist or a neurologist, and that referral we used to provide. And sometimes some people used to call us and say, we need a caregiver. I can't look after my father, mother. I'm working. Then somebody said, my father is lost. What I should do? So this were some of the cases we came across. And then we thought it is not enough to speak. It is not enough to just talk about, create awareness, training. Why can't we do something very concrete? And we had this experience in 2008. We started Silver Innings, working with seniors and dementia. We thought, let's start something small. Let's do something concrete where India, like the old age home concept, is a stigma. We don't send parents to an old age home and elder care home, but there was a requirement where there are children who were working, both husband and wife are working. They love for their parents, they care for their parents, but there are not enough caregivers, there are not enough facility, and they can't leave the job. So we thought we need to make a small place where we can keep the person 24 into 7. It should be called assisted living care home. So this was a new concept. We started the assisted living care home. We have many old age homes. We have many retirement townships. We have dementia care day center, but we don't have 24 into 7 assisted living care home. It was dementia home only. So these were some of the requirements of the family. And like example, one of the case was there was a person, a dad who was lost, and we don't have a silver alert program. So it was very difficult to find the person. They found the father after 5 days. They were scared, and they went to neurologist. And we worked with neurologists and psychiatrists. They suggested, why don't you go and meet Sailesh on silver innings, and they have started Snehanjali. Then we understood the problem, and then we said, this might be place, but this should not be the only place for you. So it was a demand, a necessity from the family, from the community, which actually made us, forced us, pushed us to do something concrete, just not a talk. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. What's the reception been in India to this new concept?
Yeah. So as I said, in India, we have the joint family system, or you can call it all Southeast Asia country, a traditional where you have a dad, mom, you have an uncle, everybody stays together, and we never thought of sending our parents to a retirement home, an old age home, or care center, because that is called, oh, you're not looking after your parents. You might have seen a lot of things on the Facebook or social media that said, like, your parents have helped you to walk, they gave you bath, they fed you, and why you want to send your parents now when they're old? So there is a lot of stigma here. But what we found, if you have a good purpose, if you have good intention, and where the demand and necessity, the supply is met properly. Example, because I come from the marketing background, and I saw the demand from the family. They care for their parents. They don't want to dump their parents. They want to visit them. They want to take them for holiday. But they are so distressed. They can't concentrate on the job. They have to leave the job. Or there's a fight between husband and a wife. How to take care of my mother or father or in-laws. Or there's the children who are studying in the family. So there is a demand. And this demand especially is in big cities, not in the small towns. So in the big cities, slowly, now the acceptance of assisted living care home or a service and facility for dementia or elderly has started. So it took us time, like we started in 2013. Now every day we get 2 or 3 calls or 3 or 4 emails. We have got 1 or 2 visitors who come every day or week we have. So there is a demand, and that's the reason we are starting a second home now, the second Snehanjali, second unit. In this May, by May 15th.
Okay. So for me, just to clarify, is this a permanent placement, or is this where people kind of go get respite?
No, yeah. It is a 24 into 7 assisted living elder care home.
Okay.
This place, people will stay here. But we actually, if you see as a human being, I don't want somebody to stay here lifetime. I want, if we can do a rehab for them, if we can give the respite to them, or if the family thinks, okay, now we can take them back, we are very happy. We don't want, but there are situations, there is a demand in the family. They are not able to keep the person who's suffering from Alzheimer, dementia, or certain requirements. So we keep them there. They stay there whole day. Yes.
Okay, great. Now, is the care home part of Silver Linings or Silver Innings, or is that totally separate? And what exactly do you do with Silver Innings?
Yeah. So Silver Innings actually is a social enterprise that works with to provide, like we say, elder-friendly world where aging becomes positive, rewarding experience. Where we thought It started in 2008 to provide need-based services, to do networking, to do advocacy, to do training and workshop, to empower people, to talk to government. But Snehanjali is a concrete infrastructure project. Silver Inning is doing more, you can say, non-infrastructural things. It provides care services. Initially, Snehanjali is part of Silver Innings, but now we see the demand for Snehanjali assisted living care home is big. So, in coming future, we might convert it a separate entity.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I have seen with Silver Innings, and maybe I'm getting this mixed up, so correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, because but you have you have so much social
Yeah.
activities going on.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
is that through Silver Innings, or is that through the assisted living, or is it kind of a combination of the two?
Yeah. So that is a good question. What we feel, like especially in India also, or most of the places I've been, I've talked to people, we generally isolate elderly or old people from the social life. So at Silver Inning and Silver Inning, what we say is about positive living. Uh, can't we make the person part of the human habitat? This whole learning, actually, what I got and why it gradually happened is a very important incident is we took this training of Eden Alternative of Dr. Bill Thomas in 2011 and 12 in India, and that transformed our thought process where we started thinking why can't be elderly part of the society where they are. We make old age home in India out of the town, in the small villages, isolate places. Why can't be they mix around? Why can't they have children coming and visiting them? Why can't they get married? Why can't they just dance and sing? So it's the Silver Inning that is doing everything. But what we have done with Snehanjali also, we try to replicate what we're doing in Silver Inning to make a Snehanjali is also very vibrant home. It is not just a nursing home. It is we say it's not nursing home and it is not old age home. It is our home. It is a home where there is heart.
Home with the heart. I like that.
Yeah.
Can you give us just explain to our audience maybe a couple of different types of
Yeah.
occasions that you have in terms of working with dementia, some of the activities and events that you've put on?
Yes, surely. So what we actually do in Snehanjali is the major focus is on non-pharmacological approach with holistic way of life, where we try to keep people the way they were living in their own home. So what we do is when we take admission for the process, we try to find out the family history and also the person's social and psychological background. So in that case, what happens is we understand each individual. Example, somebody might be good in creativity. Somebody might be good in reading newspaper or singing and music. So we try to do a person-centric approach and also a group project. The group can be also a music therapy. Like we had people, students who come from dance school, and they had this 1 month session with the 2 weeks in the week. They come and they do dance therapy with dementia and Alzheimer's. Or there are these blog and brain games. In fact, one of the friends got a doll from Singapore. So we have this doll therapy. So we mix lot of normal games and normal activities. It might be just small as passing the ball. It might be just remembering the old movie song. So we try to make a environment where it is a social environment. It is not just medical or clinical care we are providing. It's a touch. You know, if we are feeling bad or we are feeling sad, it's just somebody pat us or somebody give a hug. So that's what they need. They are human beings. So we try to make a holistic environment and we allow them to see that this is your own home. This is not somewhere you have come. It doesn't belong to you. In fact, in most of the cases, we also found when family want to take them back to home to celebrate a party or holiday, they don't want to go home. They think this is home. In fact, they said no. In fact, one of the resident family, they took the father and they packed the bag for 3 days. Okay, I'm taking my father to my place. And with next same evening, the daughter calls and says, "No, my papa doesn't want to stay here. He wants to go to his own home." So Snehanjali is his home. So the environment, the caregiver, the manager, the green around, if we have in fact painted the whole place with the vibrant colors. Earlier, I used to think, old means you can have a sad color, you should have very dim lights and other things. Now we have made the place very vibrant. We have sunflowers, we have lilies, we have painted the walls. So they feel happy.
Yeah.
They're smiling. And that's all. I think we all do. You also do. We want to give smiles to people.
Yeah, I like that idea. And as we age, our eyesight changes and stuff. So having those brighter contrasts, it makes it easier for them to connect. I love the approach of the non-pharma and then doing the small little things that are really kind of those one-on-one person-centered, as well as the bigger social impact and group activities. I think sometimes people can get swayed to one or the other, and all of us like both. We like our share of both. Can you tell our audience what are some of the challenges that you've faced managing the assisted living elder care home in India?
Yeah, I think the major important thing, as we discussed earlier, is a stigma attached to the concept of sending your parent to outside your home. So that's the biggest challenge. And slowly, last 5 years, I have seen a change because media, the press media, the social media, a lot of things have been doing all around the world. In fact, you, Norm, then Lisa, a lot of people, Jane, Purple Angel Ambassador, we're talking about it. In fact, we did the World Rock Against Dementia. So the whole environment is changing, but there's a stigma. So slowly in 5 years, that stigma of assisted living, a care home is vanishing, but that is the major challenge. Second most important challenge I felt and my team feels is the lack of human resource to work with elderly people. Lack of human resource to work with somebody suffering for dementia, Alzheimer's. Because what has happened, India is developing now. Everybody wants white-collar job. Everybody wants to go to office and do. Nobody wants to clean somebody, right? And that is where a big challenge. And in fact, 60% of the India population stays in village. And I have seen people, they don't have the job, but they don't want to work in this kind of home, or they don't want to care of somebody. That is the biggest challenge. So we need to create a human resource or team of army of people, because the country is aging now. We have 10% population of aging, and we will be growing very fast. So we need to have human resource to take care of elderly. I think that is the second biggest challenge. Third biggest challenge, what I feel is the funding. In fact, most of the homes or dementia or Alzheimer-related things, what have been done in India, are done by social enterprise or NGOs. There is no government help. It can say there is only 0.1%. So the government body, the politician, there is no political will. They don't want to accept. The Indian society doesn't accept dementia, Alzheimer as a disease, as a challenge for the future. But we know, because we are working and we see around the globe the cost. In fact, in India, the family cost of maintaining a dementia Alzheimer person is around $900 per month. It's a huge cost. In our home also, it's costly because the staff is there. We have actually for 3 residents, 1 caregiver. So the cost is higher. The electricity bill. So there is no funding. There is so what you have to do is you have to create your own fund. You have to ask your friends, or you can get a loan from the bank. So that's the only thing remaining. And the returns are not very fast. Any social enterprise, it takes around 3 to 4 years to break even. So the first, as I said, challenges is stigma. Second is human resource. And third, I think, is funding. So these are the biggest challenge. And believe me, we are opening a second center. So we are happy that it is working slowly, because we started small. It was only small 5-bedroom home, Snehanjali, where we have only 10 residents. So when you do small, you can slowly grow, and then you can replicate, because whole process is learning. There is no universal therapy here or universal kind of module that you can replicate, because every country is different. US is different, UK is different, Germany is different, Pakistan is different, India is different. We have different culture and tradition. So we have to localize the concept. So that's why it's taking time, and it works. And we have adapted the Indian type of home, where I think India can be leader in holistic care. I think that's what we got. India is very good in hospitality. India is very good in spirituality, the culture, the music, the dance. We love. In fact, we celebrate birthdays and festivals. All festivals what we celebrate are fun-loving, are very positive. There is no sad festival. So India actually can take the challenge and can be leader in spiritual, or you can say holistic care. And the West can give us the technology. So we both countries, or both developing and developed nations, can come together. As you said earlier, it's a networking. What you're doing is networking. You're making people come closer, beyond the borders. So we have beyond the borders doctors. We need beyond the borders gerontologists who work for dementia Alzheimer's.
Well, good. That's great. I applaud you. You've made a lot of progress in a really short period of time, Sailesh, and it's just it's been amazing to watch you. Do you think social media has really helped you, build things quicker, kind of than the average bear out there?
Yes, 100%. In fact, Silver Inning, the concept started in 2008, was only we started with a website, and we were actually pioneer in Asia Pacific to talk about aging issues on social platform. It was Facebook, Twitter, blog, LinkedIn, and now Instagram also is there. So Facebook or social media is helping us to reach out to people who are beyond us reach, because country is bigger. Like here we have 100 million elderly, and we have so many 1 billion population. How I can reach around 30 states in India and remote places, different places. So to talk, social media gives you a free platform where you can talk about issue. You can create groups. Like we have wonderful groups on Facebook. We have wonderful groups on different other pages also. And there we are talking about different issues. And there, for example, Norm is making Purple Angel ambassadors all over the world. So this is social media is helping us to create awareness. It is also talking about issue with the youngsters. Remember, social media now, I think 70% are youth. And when youth come to know about this problem, about the elderly population, about the mental issues or the challenges we face, they will be ready for their future. I said, forget the old people now. At least you see yourself, tomorrow you will be old. What is your future? I think now today youth is understanding that. And social media is, example, what Norm did is World Rock Against Dementia. We played music, we played dance. So we have this youth, people came and did a song and dancing. And because of social media, we do a program, we don't send any postage, we don't send any letters. We only do on social media and WhatsApp group. And we get 15, 50, 100,000 people. So it's just because of social media. I think we should thank Facebook for that.
Well, that is wonderful, and it's it's so economical to be able to use, but it's a shift in terms of getting people tapped into it and comfortable with it initially. But it's amazing. I think the inroads social media has allowed us to make with all forms of dementia. Now, I know that you do a lot of training and stuff, or it appears so, on social media. What type of presentations do you do?
What is happening is also there are very few people in India who are actually dedicatedly working for dementia Alzheimer's. In fact, one of my friends is Swapna Kishore, who has a very beautiful dementia care note website, and where she has actually translated things in Indian languages. So what we all do, including Swapna Kishore, myself, and there is Nilanjana Maulik, there are different people from Alzheimer's Society of India. What we do actually, there are people like Alzheimer's Society of India does the conferences every year. Then we have Geriatric Psychiatric Society. We have colleges. In fact, we have social work colleges. We have very normal MBA colleges where they call us and talk about aging issues and dementia, Alzheimer's. So, the first one thing we do is to go and just talk about the issue. What are issues about aging? Because most of people, we say, we are working for seniors. They say, oh, for seniors? For what? They have a problem? Like, people are not aware what are the challenges seniors face, what the challenges our mother and father face. So then we talk about the mental and wellness and health issues. And this is one way. Second is the approach is they call in fact the government body, in fact the state where I stay, Maharashtra government or the government of India, they call us for presentation and workshop which they country has started training of the caregiver. They call as a resource person to talk about specific issues. Like I don't know, fortunately or incidentally, accidentally, I have become a dementia expert or something. So people call us, and what we do is we talk in Indian language. We talk in Hindi or Marathi or Gujarati, or also we help each other. I take lead from Swapna Kishore. I take lead from Nilanjana Maulik. I take lead from, we have our own silver inning thing. We collaborate thing and do a presentation. It gives a highlight or insight to the cause. So this way we are reaching out to people on the ground. So social media is one thing, and offline also this kind of training, workshop and presentation goes on. Especially it is a PPT presentation, and many times because of social media and this presentation, what we have actually fortunately have done, we were contacted by a very big television channel show. It's called Stree Shakti, and the first time in Indian history a talk show was done on dementia and Alzheimer's. And and silver innings and A1 Snehanjali was mentioned, and they had around 10 minutes, in fact, a video for that. And they had this daughter-in-law, Shilpa Chandavarkar, who was looking after her mother-in-law, and now the mother-in-law with us, and how beautifully she has taken care. So the television channel, government television channel, which reaches out to billions of people, was telecast in Indian language, and it gives a good message. So here, because of we reach out to people, we do presentation, we go out and do training, people are contacting us. In fact, schools also have started now. So I think this is a very good initiative. I think society is changing. The country is slowly accepting the fact, and everybody needs a project, right? So we get intern students. In fact, we got students from Colombia. Last year, Cameroon was there. And then we had from Toronto, they came for 4 weeks. In fact, we had Sylvie Dupont from France, for Salvation Army. She stayed with us around 6 months. So we are getting people who are getting connected to different ways of creating awareness and offline thing. And they all help us to plan a certain professionally managed concept, a presentation, or information. In fact, we just gave an idea to Tata Institute of Social Science students, mental health students, about dementia, Alzheimer's. It was only 2 hours talk. And on World Alzheimer's Month, they made 5 different 5-minute videos, beautifully made, and we posted on YouTube. It was a big hit. So this youth, they took this idea. I think it is a great thing if we can reach out to the youth. Youth has that energy and creativity. If we involve them, we need not talk to only seniors. We need to talk to the society. So we need to talk to a female population. We need to talk to children. So whole society, whole generation comes together to talk about the issue. Then the challenges will automatically vanish.
Wonderful. Do you feel that India is ready for the concept of elder care homes and assisted living, and what is your future plan? I know that you had mentioned that you're looking at acquiring a second building. Do you think others are going to jump on this bandwagon with you?
Yes. So what in India presently there are around there was 6 homes earlier. Then Snehanjali started 7, and we are starting 8 one. So what is also happening? There are a lot of retirement township which has come up. This retirement township has been made by builders. Now, what is happening is when you make a township or when you make a home for elders, they will age after certain time, 70, 80, they will require assisted living. They will require dementia care. So something like there is a township called Ashiana. There's a township called Paranjpe. They have started including assisted living into their own township. So this is catching up. But let me remind you and everybody who is hearing in India, this is not only money making business. It is a social issue. It needs a human touch. It can't be just I'm providing somebody service or caring for somebody. I just need to make money. No. Here it is holistic care. You can't drug the person. You can't just make an infrastructure. You need a heart to be there. You need the people who have this touch, human touch. You need you need greens. You need animal therapy. You need to have different things involved. So things are working, and I see many people are coming ahead to start an assisted living. But as the state, federal state, we need to make a proper guidelines. At presently, we don't have any guidelines. We don't have any monitoring agency. I think here, nobody else, like what I think is, I have money, I have a idea, and I'll just come and start something. No. We need to have proper planning. What are the proper infrastructure? Who are the people who are going to work? Are they trained? Are there any license? In India, we don't have any license system for dementia drivers. So anybody can open a home. So we need to work out the plan where let's invite social entrepreneurship into this, and let's provide more facilities and care services where elderly population and the family members can benefit.
Okay, well, great. Yeah, here in the States, we have lots of licensing, and even when you had mentioned $900 is a lot of money, people would be, running out the door for only $900 because here it's thousands of dollars a month that people are paying. But the dollar values are different, and people have to understand that and respect that. Do you feel that in the future there will be some guidelines that'll come into play with some of these homes to protect those with dementia?
Yes, of course. In fact, I'll just give you one information that we have at the A1 Snehanjali, our assisted living elder care home, we are the first in the country to have a rights of resident. This was given to me by one of my mentors, Susan Somers, who is India president and in United Nations. She was telling me about how New York State had this right. Everywhere in US you have this rights of resident. So in India, we have a lot of homes, a lot of care services, but we don't provide basic rights. So we have, in fact, I just named the 9 rights what we have. Like, it's very basic thing, like right to voluntary participation, right to practice your own religion, right to have your own medical care consultancy, right to present grievances, right to have confidential in treatment, need-based services, dignity, family visit, and to privacy. It's a very basic thing we say, we do it, but we have not written in black and white. We don't have pasted on the board to tell our staff these are the rights of the residents. In fact, when we do group activities every day, like in the morning we start with universal prayer, then we do some brain games. But if one of the residents says, no, today I don't have a mood, I don't want to participate, we don't pull him up and make them sit. So they have a right. And because in our home, there are different religion people. They are Hindus, they are Muslims, they are Christians. Everybody has a right to practice their own religion. So this is where you're making an environment, humanity. Humanity, I think that is what is going to be always there. So it is beyond the money, it is beyond the medical facility. I think if we all have the human values, I think it will not only give you money, but it will always also give you good sleep in the night.
Yep.
At least you have done something for somebody.
Yep. Fill your heart. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, Sailesh, do you want to tell people how they can reach you and give them some contact information?
Yes. They can contact us by email at silverinnings@gmail.com. It is silverinnings@gmail.com. Or they can call our phone number 9323919145 or 9987104233.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. And again, I thank you so much for being with us. Is there any last comments that you would like to share with our audience before we sign off?
Yes. Yeah, surely. I would like to actually thank some of the people before we end, because what we have done is not singly me. We don't talk about I, me, and myself. It is a team that works, and that is a dedication. Around the world, people have helped us. In fact, when we started Snehanjali, the line what we are very proud to say, A1 Snehanjali Assisted Living Care Home, transforming lives to mitigate loneliness, helplessness, and boredom. It is taken from Eden Alternative, and Dr. Bill Thomas and Eden Alternative are very, very humbly they allowed us to use this name, this tagline, because we have done this training and we need to create human values. I need to thank Dr. Devendra Save, the psychiatrist at Manoj Hunur, and my mentor, Dr. Charles Pinto, Susan Somers, and my team members, Janet Pereira, Mona, Renu Jain, Rama Subramaniam. They all are part of it. And Anjali Sehgal is the MBA student who helped me to make a business plan. Actually, I'm very weak in the maths, but she said, okay, you are doing social thing, but you need to be careful about the finances also. So I need to thank all my team. And Laurie, I just want to tell you that you are doing great thing. And anything, anywhere in the world, we will be happy to make this borderless society for dementia Alzheimer's. We are into it. Just do it.
Wonderful. Well, and I love that attitude of just do it. You really, you really are taking the bull by the horns and making such a huge impact. It's absolutely wonderful to see. So thank you for all you are doing, and thank you for coming on the show and sharing your movement over in India with the rest of the world.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And in the last, remember those who cannot remember. Thank you so much.
That's right. Thank you.
Thanks.
For those of you that missed our last show, we had Dee Dee Footer on, and she talked about her dad, dementia, and ice cream, and it was her personal journey with her dad and an ice cream social that she is putting together for people living with dementia in honor of her dad. Our next show, we are going to be talking with two authors of the new book, Spaced Retrieval, Step by Step, and that'll be with Jennifer Brush and Jeanette Benegas. And these two ladies have some amazing techniques that they're going to share with us. And so I hope you can take the time to listen. That'll be on Friday the 13th. We'll be talking with them. If you didn't get a chance to watch our new platform, which is called Conscious Caring Resources, which is a video interview platform, we launched on the 4th of this month, and our inaugural guest was Paul Ann Gordon, who was diagnosed with dementia, the vascular type, and we discussed the booklet she wrote to help families and professionals dealing with vascular dementia. And it's titled Vascular Dementia, An Inside Perspective, and you can purchase it on Amazon for only 99 cents. But take a peek. You can go to alzheimersspeaks.com, and it's right on the home page. And if you're listening later on in time, because a lot of people will listen to these maybe a year or two later, just go to our initiatives and projects page, and you'll be able to find it there under Conscious Caring Resources. This morning we had our most current dementia chats, a very, very interesting conversation about Mother's Day and Father's Day and how people with dementia look at those days when they're now diagnosed with dementia and how it impacts them when they've lost their parents. And so I'll be posting that hopefully tomorrow morning. I have to edit that one yet. And the one before that, we discussed caring roles and how each side sacrifices and their perception of the word just sacrifice. And then our next session will be on May 24th. And those always are free to the public and professionals alike. If you're interested in a screening of the fabulous dementia film, His Neighbor Phil, please give me a holler, and you can reach me at 651-748-4714, or you can just email me at Lori, Lori, at alzheimersspeaks.com. Last, I just want to point out, I did do a blog which is called Third Mother's Day Without Mom, Feeling Lost and Privileged. And it's something that actually I wrote on my first year when my mom passed. And it still seems very relevant. And I just hear from a lot of people that they find it very comforting and healing. So it might be something that you want to check out. Let's see. I also want to yell out to a couple of colleagues here on Alive and Social. Apples to Apples is a sports show, and it has a father and son team, Scott and Drew Applebaum. It's on Monday at 2:30 Central Time, so you can check that out and find out if father is always knows best when it comes to sports commentary or not. I think that's it. So in wrapping up the show today, I would just say, keep in mind your memory chip, which is a tool you can, again, get on alzheimersspeaks.com. And it just gets us to focus kind of off our to-do list and focusing on really being person-centered. Are they safe? Are they happy? Are they pain-free? Until next time.
Hey everybody, Jared Sebesti here, host of Retire Repurposed. This podcast is dedicated to help people transition into fulfilling and purposeful retirements. Retirement is a big life change. In fact, the two most dangerous years of a person's life are the year they were born and the year they retire. Few people can just flip the switch from working a career 30 or 40 plus years, retiring on Friday without methodical steps to living what we call a repurposed retirement. To listen now, search Retire Repurposed on your favorite podcast platform, Senior Resource, or Life Audio.